worry, I'm not drinking piss. I'm drinking green tea.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first stream that someone drink piss. So
Yeah, true.
It'd be some views on YouTube. There you go. For the bad way.
Because people got nothing better to do.
Exactly. But hello, everyone in the chat. Hope you're doing well. And just a Friday night. I don't know. I was busy editing some stuff for some reason. I was watching this. I don't know why. With Jason Statham. Have you seen this, by the way?
I have not.
Yeah, it's there, but it's disappointing.
Apparently, they're doing a sequel.
Yeah, they're filming it now, I guess, or is production or pre-production or something. So
I don't know. I just heard they're doing a sequel. I'm like, of all the movies to get a sequel.
Well, I just say there's definitely room for improvement, especially after I saw it. I read the book.
Oh, okay.
The book was interesting because like the shark was bioluminescent, kind of like a firefly, and there's like interesting stuff. Of course, it's not in the movie, but
of course not.
But how you been, man? It's been a little bit.
Yeah, I've been okay.
Great job with the requests. I know you did the one on Reacher reaction and then City on Fire review.
Great job. Those were pretty good. Yeah, I hadn't seen City on Fire in forever, and I remember not liking it the first time I saw it.
But hello to the chat. Aussie Wilcott, this is actually getting a sequel. They're filming it right now, The Maid, based on the novel that wasn't really based on the novel. Next, I haven't seen in a while. That's a Nick Cage film that kind of came and went when it came out. Hey, hope you're doing well. Staying the obvious. Thanks for the kind words, man. Thank you also, Will Ferrell, #1. Thank you, man. There you go.
I'm doing all right.
I guess it's for me, which is worse, Terror Teens or Hip Hop Locos. Hip Hop Locos is definitely the worst. Anyone who tries to watch that, I feel for them because it's a torture fest to watch and try to see two people try to be hip hop, try to be tough, and they weren't. It's god awful bad. I've heard of this one. I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailer. Have you heard of?
I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
Does Van Damme drink strong black coffee in his silk underwear?
Sure.
His black silk underwear.
I think Prime Cut, I think they showed it. It wasn't Monster Vision, but they did like a Super Bowl Sunday movie marathon, and Joe Bob Briggs hosted it, and I think they showed that.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day.
Hip Hop Locos is worse, man. Just, I hate to say it, probably the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy or the Dark Knight trilogy. Probably. That's Spider-Man 2. I at least don't mind. Like the Dark Knight's a bit overrated. Dark Knight Rises sucks. Batman Begins. I don't know what your thoughts on.
I'd have to say the Raimi trilogy. The first Spider-Man is okay, and then Spider-Man 2 is actually good, and then Spider-Man 3 was not. But at least those movies know what they are. The Dark Knight, I like the Dark Knight, but it's trying to be Heat with Batman. It's the same movie.
Yeah.
And The Dark Knight Rises is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I saw this list. It was like, it's the best action movie of the 2010s. I'm like, sure it is. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen a lot of action films.
I guess not.
I do like Rob Van Dam, the whole fucking show. Come on, who doesn't like RVD? He's a better weed smoker than Seth Rogen. Fuck Seth Rogen, by the way. I want to punch Seth Rogen in the face. I don't think I'm alone in that. But yeah, Rob Van Dam, I don't know if his looks is based on Van Dam. I mean, his last name, I don't know how he got the last name Van Dam, Rob Van Dam. I don't know.
Because there was a promoter in Florida. That's how he got it. He said, "You look like Jean-Claude Van Damme. We're going to call you Rob Van Dam." That's how he got the name.
What are your thoughts on Rob Van Dam?
I love Rob Van Dam. He's always been one of my favorite wrestlers. And I think out of the more, like, you go back, let's say the last 20 years. I think out of the last 20 years, he's one of the more unique wrestlers and one of the last unique wrestlers, because pretty much every big wrestler that's come out since him has not been unique.
Did you prefer him in ECW or WWE?
I prefer ECW because he was able to do what he wanted. When he first came to WWE, he tried that, but everyone complained, so he had to tone it down a little bit because apparently he hurt everybody he worked with, and I don't know how true that is, but yeah, because in ECW he was kind of allowed to do his own thing, and then when they brought him over, they toned it down, and then especially with his promos, because he would just be like, "Yeah," or "Cool," and I'm like, "No, like this guy can actually talk. Why are you just limiting his vocabulary?" Because they made him like a stoner. I don't know why. I mean, he is a stoner, but his character didn't need to be a stoner. Like, come on now.
Well, because with Vince, everything has to be a character for some reason. It's
But
like he's really...
I think a lot of people were just jealous of him, and that's why he had to tone his style down. Because apparently, I heard, he would do the chair shot in the corner where he would like grab the chair and then run and then kick the chair in the person's face. And apparently everyone got a concussion from that. I'm like, I don't know about everybody, but sure.
By the way, on a quick note, did you hear about that thing with Jeff Hardy? That apparently his drug test came back clean, and so he wasn't on drugs or anything, so they kind of lied about it, and then they're like, hey, you come back and we'll put you in the Hall of Fame, and he's like, screw you, I'm not coming back.
What a surprise. What a surprise. Yeah, because I think it was in December, he walked out of a match. Like they were doing a match at a house show, and he just walked out and left. And then that was it. I don't blame him. I mean, yeah, Jeff's had his issues, but as far as I know, again, if your drug test is coming back clean, I believe he's sober. So yeah, I don't blame him at all.
And I think around the time there was like a death of a family member that was messing, and it's like, I'm just not in the mood for this stuff. And then they just completely lied about it, and they just how that company they don't know how to make stars, and then the people they have, it's like they purposely want to bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. I think, again, going back to Rob Van Dam, I think they did that with him because when he first came over, he was the only person in that stupid invasion angle that everybody cheered every time he came out. He never got booed. People love Rob Van Dam, and I think because of jealousy and because he wasn't a WWE original, I think they kind of held him back a little bit. Now, him getting busted for weed, I get it. It is what it is, but it's weed. It's not. Look how many wrestlers have killed themselves with drugs. So, and apparently Vince wasn't really that upset about it, but he had to do something. But that didn't help. But I think he just got tired. That's why he left in 2007. He just got fed up. And I know his ex-wife now was sick with cancer, so he wanted to be with her. I understand. But I mean, he's a superstar. There's no other way to describe Rob Van Dam, and they just kept him in the mid card for the longest time, and then kind of everybody left, and then they tried to bring back ECW, which was a joke, and they tried to make him the star, and I think even then he was like, I don't really want to do this anymore.
Believe me, man, I've heard people. I already know the plot of the film. I already know what happens, and I called it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should spoil it for people, but I
already looked into it, and I was like, yeah, this is dumb. Why? Yeah. Just why?
Bring a character back for absolutely jack squat.
Yep.
Of course. Fucking shit. There's a reason, folks, why that movie didn't go into theaters. It was the director got fired, then they had new directors, and then they had a bad test screening, and nah. And then Netflix is like, well, we need shit, so it's bad, so I guess we'll buy it because we're Netflix. So
it sounds like they just cobbled together stuff from the other movies, because the whole thing where it's a ghost town, and then they took the lady's house away, but they weren't supposed to do that, and then all these people want to come in and buy it. I'm like, this is not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, this is stupid. So it's like some yuppie movie, and then they have, Leatherface in there because he's mad that people are moving into his town. I'm like, oh my god, this is pathetic. This is so pathetic.
Every character is like a YouTube influencer.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's what I want.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with Leatherface killing them. I mean, I'm okay with that, but why can't it just be in a better movie?
Or just a couple decent characters, but
yeah, because I heard there's a scene where they were like, no, don't do that or they'll cancel you. I'm like, oh my god, this is stupid.
I have not seen Erased with Aaron Eckhart. I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
I've never even heard of it.
Thank you for the kind words, Skylar. I really appreciate it. Things are going okay. Same here, Chaz. Just, it's Friday night. Why not? I only remember the first 3. I don't know how many sniper films they've made.
There's like 7 or 8.
I never thought that made. I never thought. I liked the first Sniper, and second and third were okay.
Yeah, the first 3. I have the first 3. They're not bad, and then after that, I gave up. I don't know. And I always wondered, why did they bring back Tom Berenger for Sniper, but not the substitute? And then I read an interview. Tom Berenger said they didn't want to pay him what he was asking for substitute 2, and he's like, okay, whatever. But I mean, it kind of worked out because we got Treat Williams, so I can't be that upset.
Are any of the Sniper films on Blu-ray?
The first one is.
Okay.
Which is the best one, but
yeah,
that's the only one that's on Blu-ray.
And what about the substitute films?
The first 2 are on Blu-ray, but they only came out in Germany.
Germany, okay. Yeah. Okay. It would have sucked either way. Episode 9, doesn't matter who directed it. This bad storytelling can't save whatever director can't save a bad story.
Yep. I believe it.
I'm not surprised about that. It's 2022. The best we can fucking do is deja fucking vu. It's just the sad thing.
You should get that on a t-shirt.
I will. If anyone does, give me a cut.
There we go.
I have not heard of Gods and Gamblers.
I've heard of them. I just haven't seen them.
Yeah, I'm sure it is a stinker.
Because, like Matt said, they tested it, and nobody liked it, and people got fired, and they made changes. And the only reason why Netflix got it is because they probably got a really good deal, and they figured, well, if people watch it, they watch it. If not, we already got paid. Who cares?
Exactly. Hello, Jesse. Thank you for the kind words. Stranger boy in the house. Hello there. Oh, this is about Jeff Hardy. They pulled the trigger to quit. He took pitch with the crowd. His spots were over. I did not know that.
Yeah, I did know about that. I did hear that his dad passed away recently. So yeah, but I think he's just too old. He's pushing 50, and you can't do that stuff anymore. You can't be jumping around and flying in the ring, and your body can't handle it anymore.
Look at Goldberg.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it's funny because the next video I got up is the WrestleMania 20 commentary. And a lot of the things I just said are going to be in that commentary. So, yeah.
I know. Oh, is that the one with Lesnar and...
and Goldberg, and the crowd booed the whole time because they knew what was going on behind the scenes, and the whole match sucked because they didn't do anything. The best part was when Stone Cold stunnered everybody at the end.
On a quick note, do you think Goldberg ever should come back?
No.
Right,
in my opinion, no. Because I talk about it, his first run in WWE, he was not happy with. I know him and Triple H had a lot of issues. I think they still do. And he just wasn't happy with what they were doing. And I mean, I don't blame them because they basically just repeated what they did in WCW with him. It was the same thing, and people didn't want to see that anymore. It was a joke. I don't think he ever came. He should have came back, 2015, 2016, whenever that was. I get why he did it because he said his kid wanted to see him wrestle and his kid wasn't born when he was wrestling. So I understand that part. But other than that, it was stupid. It's a joke. They tried to redo the whole Brock thing. That match was awful. The match where he almost killed The Undertaker was awful. He's 50 some years old. You can't do that anymore. You're too old to do it. You can't be running around spearing people and let it go. Like, I get it. They probably paid him a lot of money, especially to do the Saudi Arabia shows with their blood money, because they pay him whatever, and I don't agree with that. But it's over. Just stop. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Because I don't want to see Jake the Snake Roberts come out 60 some years old and DDT people and throw the snake on him. I'm glad he's sober. I'm glad he's healthy, but I don't want to see that. People don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah, look at Chris Jericho, what he's doing.
Yeah, riding around on a horse like he's in a Young Guns movie.
It's like he ate the old Chris Jericho.
True.
Ipso facto.
I get it. He's in his 50s, but come on now.
Hey, Johnny. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. The Eagle Path, that's a film I would be curious to see since Van Damme was working on it for a while. I still don't know why it's not released. I mean, I know maybe he wants to get it just right, but I don't know if it's... I would assume it'd have to be eventually, but I don't know when.
It would be nice.
And what are your thoughts on the Van Damme, last action movie?
I would like to see it if it happens, because how many other times have people said that something was going to happen and it never happened? If it happens, I would like to see it. Because, I mean, he was supposed to do, like, The Monk back in the day. That movie never got made. He was supposed to do this movie called Kumite. That never got made.
The Tower,
yeah. So if it happens, it happens, and I'd like to see it. Other than that, we'll just wait.
Exactly.
But I get it. I mean, he's definitely earned retirement. So just retire and relax and do interviews or do conventions, or, you don't have to do movies anymore. And I wish more people would do that, not just Van Damme.
I mean, in a way, Chuck Norris did that.
Chuck Norris did it right. He did Walker. Walker was successful. They wanted him to do 2 more seasons, and he said no because his wife was pregnant at the time. He said, I don't want to do it. I want to spend time with my kids. And he ended it. He pulled the plug on it. And that was the right way to do it. And there was no big kerfluffle or anything about it. He just quietly did it. I mean, yeah, he did, what was that movie? The Cutter. He did that, and then he did some little things here and there. But, I mean, at that point, he was already 60. So why not? Just retire and take the high road and move on.
Yeah. Kim, doing okay? Hope you're doing well. CLO, we were talking about Jeff Hardy, the wrestler, about the shenanigans because Dodo's an idiot. Yes, rest in peace, Mr. Ivan Reitman, one of the great comedy directors. It's hard to pick a favorite because he did so many great things. I just watched Evolution again the other day. Still holds up, still an underrated film. Ghostbusters classic. Love Stripes. Fabio mentioned Stripes is more real than you think.
More of a documentary than it is a movie.
Meatballs is great. Dave is underrated. Twins, Kindergarten Cop. It's hard to pick. If you have any picks for a favorite?
My favorite's definitely Stripes. That's just me. But some idiot online, I don't know if they were just being sarcastic or what, but I said, he was one of the greats of all time, at least in my opinion. And he was like, well, no, he wasn't. I'm like, well, clearly you haven't seen that many movies. But Stripes would definitely be my favorite.
Well, that guy's favorite director is probably Victor Salva, so fuck him.
Probably, yeah.
He is one of the great. I mean, if you have a list of based on filmography, based on, he's had underrated films, 6 Days, 7 Nights, Evolution. He's had great blockbuster hits. He worked well in even producing, like he helped produce Heavy Metal. He helped produce Animal House. I know there's other films he produced. Yeah, he did a lot of great work.
He produced Old School. Yeah, he helped Todd Phillips get his start, which was pretty cool. So
I agree. He is one of the comedy. He's
Yeah.
easily
I
one of
mean,
the
again,
best comedy directors.
just look at his filmography. It speaks for itself. He launched Bill Murray into superstardom. I mean, Ghostbusters is still one of the most successful movies of all time, and
Yeah,
the director has a huge part in that, and people may not realize that, but that's how that works. Actors don't direct themselves. Well, sometimes they do, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But
and he was not a one-hit wonder. There was a
no,
multitude of hits.
no.
Arnold, he brought to a new
Mm-hmm.
new group with comedies when people thought that would never work. And again, I agree. So whoever said that is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I don't know if they were being serious or they were just trying to be a smart ass, but either way, they're wrong.
Exactly. Hey, Eric, no issues. Hey, no, we're doing well, having fun. Um, Point Break, is that just his decision? It's a snooze fest. I disagree. I don't think it's a classic. I think it's a good sleeping pill. And Seagal, even Seagal's, I know there's issues with Seagal, but maybe back just like, fuck it, just I disappear from the movie. Because
Yeah.
I know there's issues. There's other things about it. It's like, don't, but
Executive Decision, a classic? No, I don't think so. And they're not fan favorites because no one talks about that movie anymore. Point Break, yes, I love Point Break. I know you don't, but I do. And I do think it's a classic from the 90s and people still talk about it. But Executive Decision,
yeah.
no, nobody talks about that movie. And if they do, the only thing they talk about is, yeah, Steven Seagal dies in the first act.
Kurt Russell, I mean, Kurt Russell couldn't even save it. And that's when you know a movie's in dire straits when Kurt fucking Russell.
It's boring. Like you just said, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the only time the movie is exciting is at the beginning and the very end. The rest of it is a snooze fest. I don't know how I remember this, but I remember as a kid when it first came out on VHS and I watched it and I got so mad that Seagal died in the first half that I went and took a nap. And I was like 4 years old at the time. So, yeah. So, fuck that movie. The only good part is the beginning when Seagal and his team are doing some action stuff. Other than that, it's not a good movie. It's a snooze fest.
I agree 100%. It's you want to see that done better, watch Passenger 57.
Yeah, and I know people shit on that movie, but it's way better than Executive Decision.
Or Air Force One. Watch that one.
Or Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, honestly. Thank you for the kind words, Justin. Fire John Cena. Yep, we fired John Cena. That's why you can't see him anymore.
Right.
Fuck John Cena. Fuck John Cena.
Because I bring it up in my commentary. But at WrestleMania 21, when he won the world title, people did not cheer as loud as they thought they were going to when he won. I'm like, see, even back then they didn't want Cena. They went ballistic for Batista. I don't know why, but when John Cena won the belt, I mean, yeah, people cheered, obviously, but they didn't blow the roof off of the stadium. I'm like, see, people have been telling me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong.
He's got quite a few underrated films. I mean, it's hard to pick most, like number one. Daylight's underrated. Mm-hmm. Over the Top's very underrated. Rambo 3.
Rambo 3, Cobra.
That's very underrated.
I'd say Demolition Man, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's a classic.
ICU.
Yes, that one. Actually, the Blu-ray's right there. Yeah, I love ICU. I never understood the hate for it. Yeah, there's a little bit of wonky editing, but that's all. That's not enough for the bad word of mouth.
And the fact that they gave the killer away at the beginning of the movie. Other than that, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And the work print's awful. There's a reason why they changed it.
Yeah, sadly. Yeah, it's not the detox. It's not worth watching. There's certain scenes that just edited the wrong way, and it's not what I thought it'd be. For some reason, I thought it'd be a longer cut, not the same but altered cut. But I don't know what the hell they did that for. But those are definitely a couple. I haven't seen the new Chainsaw, but they all suck ass. So they're all even for me. I don't know. They don't make a lot of good horror sequels anymore.
No, because it's just a cash grab. And I know people get on me. They're like, well, you like the older sequels. I'm like, well, you know what? At least they tried back then. I would rather watch Jason Lives because they tried to do something different. Not let's take everything that you liked in the old ones and we'll put it in this one.
And someone had requested it'll be sometime later in the month about thought process of movies of today and why they're so awful. And I was like, think about it for a bit. It's like it felt as if a bunch of people, when we got in this new age, they felt like I could just pick up a camera, write on a notepad, and boom, I'm a director. And there's a lack of talent, there's a lack of creativity, and also a lack of gumption. And they just, it's like such a lack of talent, even in making horror films, whether making likable characters or blue collar characters or stories that are somewhat creative. Creative doesn't automatically mean original. You can be kind of the same old, but still be creative. John Wick, hey, guy gets revenge for something, but they were creative in how they filmed it or certain little bits here and there. You get enough of those creative juices, little tweaks in there, you can make something new out of something old.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of people don't do nowadays. Or they're so lazy that let's do a bunch of influencers and they're in a bus and they see a guy with a chainsaw and a mask on his face of a person. They go, it's
while they record it
canceled.
with their phone.
It's like brain damage. Brain damaged people write this movie.
Yep.
Write these films. I don't know what it is. I don't get it.
Well, like you said, thought process. There is no thought process. They don't think. They just do what they want to do, and they don't care about how it looks or how it sounds on paper and everything. Like the new Scream movie, the whole thing where Billy Loomis has the kid, I'm like, why? Where the fuck did that come from? Really? Like, it's so dumb to me. But they don't care. They just throw everything in the kitchen sink and they try to turn chicken shit into chicken salad and it doesn't work. And I think a lot of, like I've said this before, I think a lot of these filmmakers, they're just jealous because they didn't create this stuff. So they grew up with it. Oh yeah, like I love that movie. I grew up with that movie. So they want to do like, oh well, if I did the original, that's how I would do it. And people don't care about that. I think Jordan Peele is a prime example of that with Candyman and everything else, but they don't care. They say they're fans. I respect the source material. Clearly you don't if you keep screwing every single one up. Like this new Lord of the Rings, it's not even out yet, but people are already destroying it and tearing it apart. And I'm like, you know what? Good. Because Amazon, that's what they deserve when they canceled Jean-Claude Van Johnson and spent $1 billion on Lord of the Rings that nobody wanted to fucking watch. So that's what you get.
Yeah. I like that show too. I would love to have seen a second season.
Yeah, it was funny. It was original. It was something different. And then nope, gotta cancel it. Gotta cancel everything except superhero shows. And
like
then the Tick got canceled almost right away. So clearly that didn't work. So they're going to get what they deserve.
And also I've noticed there's a pretentious smugness to a lot of these people. Like the auteurs. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah, because everyone thinks that they're Picasso. And they're arrogant and they have a big ego and they think, well, I'm the director and what I say goes. Well, no, it was never like that. Back in the day, it was never like that. Look how many directors have shit on their own movies because of interference. Like I was just reading Jan de Bont when he did the second Tomb Raider movie. He said he hated it. He hated the experience because the studio interfered too much and everything kept changing. And he said Angelina Jolie had a big ego and she was a pain in the ass to work with. I said, well, there you go. the prime example.
Yeah, so I mean, Steve Pliskin said it best. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yep. Yes, they do.
But I have not seen that Jack Ryan film.
It's okay. I just watched it about a week or so ago. It was all right. I would much rather watch the older ones.
Yeah. I've never heard of that Reckless. Sorry, Miguel, for that. WWE bring back legends for cheap nostalgia, like Hollywood bring back old franchises. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's I mean, yeah, WWE is still making money, but at the same time, the ratings are going so down that even on Peacock, it seems like they're not making what they should.
No,
Right?
because people don't care. What we were just talking about. Goldberg's what? 55, 56 years old? Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see old ass Goldberg struggling to get through a match because he's 55 years old. You know, God bless him. I love him. But I don't want to see 60-year-old Shawn Michaels, bald ass Shawn Michaels, running around the ring trying to super kick people. It's over. Let it go. Move
And
on.
one eye's here and the other eye's looking over
Yeah,
here.
but that's not his fault. So
Right, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, we
but
don't
no,
need
I laugh
old
because
guys.
he even jokes about that. He jokes about it all the time, so he doesn't take it seriously, which is good.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's
Even
desperation.
the last couple years of Undertaker's career, it's like he's too damn old. Like this is sad. I don't want to watch this. Just stop. And I get it. Goldberg brings in money. Undertaker brings in money. Shawn Michaels, all of these guys. But it's over. Stop it. They are going to get seriously injured. They're going to get killed in the ring. It's unsafe. Stop doing it.
I don't think Vince cares about that.
Well, Vince is apparently he's losing it. You know, he's what 75, and he's old. He's at the he's on the back nine. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's old, and he's just living in the past. And the problem is he won't give it up to anybody because he still thinks it's 1998. It's not. He needs to retire and either give it to his kids or sell it off and enjoy the rest of his life. It's not working. When no one's watching your shows, clearly it's not working. And I love all these people that bitch about it, but they still watch it every week. Just don't watch it anymore. I gave up. I gave up over 10 years ago. I couldn't tell you anything about WWE or AEW or anything because I gave up. It's over. Wrestling's not cool anymore. Nobody wants to watch it.
No, I just got too long or too talky or too boring or too flippity or just a lot of twos where it's I know people say, what do you mean believable? But even Hulk Hogan in his prime,
right?
Despite who he is today, you still bought his promo. Like he believed in. We all know it's BS, but brother, the vitamins and the minerals and all this, the brother. And Macho Man Randy Savage, when he talked, you bought into it. Jake the Snake, his promo, you bought into it. You bought into the stories. Even the blindfold match, WrestleMania.
Great. I love that match.
You still bought into it because they made you believe in it. Now everybody's like, it's almost they just stop in the middle. They just go, yeah, this is fake. Aren't we having fun? And it's just,
we get it. In 2022, I think people get it. They understand what wrestling is, but don't insult your fans, which is the same thing with Hollywood. When you insult your fans, that's when they get pissed. But yeah, you bought it. I mean, even Undertaker, we all know Undertaker's not really dead. Like, it's a character, but you still believed that it was that way. But now it's not like that anymore because everybody just wants to be cookie cutter. I tell people all the time, people don't want to be wrestlers anymore. They want to be movie stars. They want to be comic book characters. They want to be on T-shirts and cereal boxes. They don't want to be a wrestler. Batista, that's exactly what Batista did. And people get mad at me. Oh, you don't like Batista? No, because he doesn't give a shit about wrestling. He never did. The only reason why he did it was so he could start doing movies and branch off. That's the only reason why he did that. And he even has said that in interviews. So I'm not pulling it out of my ass. Sable was the same way. Sable, she wanted to do Playboy and be on TV, and that's it. She didn't give a shit about wrestling. She didn't want to get better. She didn't care about the business, but you still believed it back then. But now it's like, okay, cool. They're doing movie matches where Undertaker's burying people and he's riding out on a motorcycle. It's like, okay, it's time to stop. It's time to put it away. It's over.
Yeah, they're burning people alive in the middle of a rain.
Yeah, or my favorite was when they ripped out Rey Mysterio's eye, and people thought it was real. I'm like, yeah, they're really going to rip out Rey Mysterio's eye on television. I said, you people are stupid, and people make fun of me for watching wrestling. I'm like, oh my god, come on.
People really thought it was real.
Yeah, the place that I used to train at, there was a guy. He was like, yeah, man, they ripped out Rey Mysterio's eye. I'm like, yeah, right. Okay. You believe that? And then they like threw him off the ledge at the end of the match. I'm like, yep, he's dead. He fell and broke his ass. And I'm like, it's choreographed, right? I said, you can't rip somebody's eye out. I mean, they did it with Vader by accident, but that was different. Mick Foley lost his ear, but that was by accident. They didn't do it, intentionally. I'm like, oh my god, people are more gullible than I think. And again, I used to get made fun of. There was this girl that I went to high school with. She used to make fun of me for wrestling. Then she's like all into wrestling and she does like indie shows and stuff. I said, bitch, you're out of your damn mind. I said, you believe it more than I do. Like, I know it's a show. Come on now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you could just, slam people 27 times and they won't get hurt, right? I was like, come on.
You said she does indie shows. Did she become a wrestler? Like
I
indie
think she
shows?
became a manager.
Oh,
Because
manager.
she was, from what I remember the story, she was dating a guy that was an indie wrestler and she became like his manager and then they broke up, but she still does it or something. And then I don't know, this girl's got issues, but her ex-husband was arrested. I don't know. It's some weird convoluted story and we don't have that kind of time.
Understood.
So she drank the Kool-Aid more than me.
See, it's interesting. What old school video games were made for cool movies if handled by the proper people? Back in the day, Contra with Arnold and Stallone.
Siphon Filter with Steven Seagal when he still gave a shit.
A proper Metal Gear Solid with Kurt Russell, maybe.
Yeah.
It depends. Like you said, it depends on the time period. It depends on the people involved. John Carpenter wanted to do a Dead Space movie. I would have been curious to see that, but they said no. There's a lot of opportunity, but I'll try to think in old school.
Well, while you're thinking of that, I love one of the comments. Wrestling is super gay. Yep, and so are you.
Hey, no problem, man. Hey, thank you for the kind words, man. Let's see. Hey, he's doing well. Let's see. Yeah, and the new one, yeah, he's like 7 years old, and he's got like a 10-pound chainsaw, and he's running around like he's 20 years old.
And that's the other thing that I don't understand. Michael Myers is 60 years old. What do you not get? Like, this is bullshit. This is stupid.
Well, yeah, people go, why are you looking for realism? Come on, dude. In these movies, like, they get shot 5 times, and they've never been realistic. Why are you complaining about that, dude?
Jason, okay, yeah. And then Jason lived in a lake for 20 years. Okay.
But
again, when you insult your audience, when you treat your audience like they're imbeciles, they don't care. That's what they're doing. Again, you expect me to believe that 60-year-old Michael Myers that's been locked up in a mental asylum for 40 years? You expect me to believe that he's going to be able to get out and kill everybody in 3 different movies? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
And also the thing that people have to not forget, these directors or filmmakers, quote unquote, they talk about this stuff about we're going to bring it back to the source and we're going to bring it back to being intense and it's going to be not silly and goofy and like it's going to be brutal, dude. Is it like all of these adjectives they throw onto it and they make something sillier, goofier, and more stupid. And then they get laughed at, and then like, what are you doing it for? I'm like, because it's more stupid.
And you use the same word 3 times. We get it. Like the whole thing, when they announced, Danny McBride is writing the Halloween movies. I'm like, wait a minute, is this a joke? Like the Danny McBride, like, you know, Pineapple Express and all those movies is writing Halloween. Like this is a joke, right? Well, I was right because it is. But I'm like, okay, this is stupid.
It's like
And then
Seth
yeah, he's
Rogen.
doing all these interviews where, oh yeah, it's going to be serious and it's going to be like the first movie and we're not going to be like the sequels. And
They
I'm
stole
like,
from the sequels.
right, so you're not going to be like the sequels, so you stole everything from the sequels and put it in your own movie. That makes a lot of sense. And again, people just, they eat this shit up. I don't understand it. I really don't. And people,
nostalgia masturbation.
nostalgia is stupid. It's so dumb. Like, oh, we have to go see it because it's Halloween. No, like, do you ever think that maybe you're part of the problem, that you keep going to see these movies? I gave up. I don't pay to see them, so I'm not part of the problem.
If I see them, I see them for the price of zero. So
yep. Well, it's a bootleg. I don't care. I really don't care.
Welcome to 2022.
Yeah, you act like nobody's ever downloaded a movie ever in the history of time. Okay.
No, I know a guy who knows a guy who knew a guy.
Right. Look, this isn't like back in the day when someone had to steal the VHS and then make a copy of it to give you a copy. It's not. It don't work that way anymore.
I want to support stuff that's worth a crap because
Exactly.
I want more stuff that's worth a crap.
Like, you know, when Arrow Video releases Phantom of the Mall, yeah, I'll buy that, but I won't pay to see, you know, Halloween Ends or Halloween Returns Again or Halloween the reboot or whatever.
Fabio hasn't seen the first Sonic, I don't think, right?
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
I like the sequel. I think could be fun. The Cursed, never heard of. Sorry, man, haven't heard of it.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, I'm sure the new Chainsaw was a classic, man. Yeah, that would no
even
one
better
remembers
than the original.
Yeah, that one no one remembers other than Steven Dorff was in it for some reason. That Leatherface.
And I hope they paid him a lot of money to be in that movie.
Yeah, there were pictures of those two work on a Western. I think there was some stuff with Tony Jaa, maybe the Money Men or Studios, something about that where that got shut down. I don't know the details, but I remember there were pictures where they were making the film, but I guess it won't ever be finished.
I didn't know that. Just like Bolo Young was supposed to be in Tiger Claws 2 when he showed up the first day and he didn't get paid, so he walked off the movie and went back home. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Jalal Merhi said, "No, that's not what happened." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Sure. Favorite prison movie? See, Shawshank Redemption and Lock Up are two of them.
Yeah, I'd say Lock Up.
Yeah.
Another speaking of underrated Stallone movies, there's another underrated one.
Martin Mystery. Sorry, man, never heard of it. Wrestlers don't ever want to retire. I mean, unless they're forced to, it just.
Even then, I mean, Edge was forced to retire and then he came back. Or they're like Ric Flair and they run out of money and they have to come back. That's exactly why Ric Flair went to TNA.
Because movies suck nowadays.
Now that's definitely a troll. Come on now.
I mean, what movie is so good in the past couple years that you loved? And I mention it all the time. He mentions movies he likes all the time. But yeah. Oh, this guy that loved the new Chainsaw, yeah, shows your good taste. Of none. Yeah, Seth Rogen, he can suck some dick. I mean, that 4 turtles look like McLovin's cousins. And they look like they're melting in front of my face.
Yeah, and then McLovin will voice one of them.
Oh, God. But, you know, we're not supposed to... It's all sunshine and rainbows in the world of movies today. Give me a fucking break.
Whatever.
This is for Fabio. Have you seen Inglourious Bastards?
I have, and I don't like it. It's a boring movie. It's, you know, I like Tarantino, don't get me wrong, but it's so boring. And when you finally get to the good stuff, it's like 2 hours into the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen Milk Money from 1994. I'm not
Been a
sure if
minute.
Bobby.
Been a minute since I've seen that.
Matrix 4 should not be on HBO. It shouldn't be anywhere.
Apparently, they're getting sued because of that movie.
Yeah, something about one company wanted more money, or no, they didn't like that it went to HBO Max in the first place. They felt that if it went to theaters, it would make more money. I'm like, no, it wouldn't.
Yep.
We all called it was going to flop.
Nobody saw it. Why would anyone want to watch? Again, this is not rocket science. Why would anybody want to watch that?
Exactly. White Sands, I haven't seen in forever. Remember, it was a good cast, but
Never seen it.
Willem Dafoe and Mickey Rourke film. I agree with this. Yes, it's boring as hell. I'm a fan of the Jackass movies. I have not seen the fourth one. I just haven't had time to see any new films. I just been busy, but it should be fun because I'm a fan of what they've done in the past, and it looks like it could be another fun movie.
Yeah, I like the first three.
Yeah.
But apparently Bam is actually in the new one. Apparently there's one scene where he's in the background.
Okay.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but
The Forbidden Kingdom, I thought was disappointing. I mean, they didn't really star in the film. It was more this other kid, and the direction. I just would prefer, if you don't have those two, I would prefer like a modern setting with the two of them more prominent.
I would say it's both of their worst American movie.
Yeah, because I'm trying to like Jet Li, Jackie Chan.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
one of Jackie Chan's worst is The Prisoner because it's not a Jackie Chan movie.
Oh God, yeah.
But here's what's weird: the American DVD has a commentary from Philip Ree from Best of the Best.
Was he in the film?
He was not in the movie, but they got him to do a commentary, and I did not know this until the other day. I'm like, I kind of want to hear that commentary, though. That's just me.
Favorite John Woo film? Bullet in the Head is underrated. It would be Hard Boiled, though. That'd be number one.
Yeah, out of his Hong Kong movies, yeah, Hard Boiled. Definitely Hard Boiled.
But Bullet in the Head is definitely...
Oh, yeah.
Really good film for those who haven't seen it. Definitely check it out.
Yeah,
but not from that fucking idiot Hong Kong rescue. Fuck him. Now that I've literally got like past month 3 other people tell me under that video he didn't send my shit either.
Yeah, there's
there's
a whole thread on Reddit. There's so many videos here on YouTube that I just found. And then it was so weird because I watched the video, I think it was last week, and the guy just put it up like 2 days before. And then like a day later, I get a newsletter from the guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was like really, really sick. And, you know, it wasn't COVID, but I was really sick. And don't worry. Yeah, the Pearl Harbor side project's coming out. And then A Better Tomorrow will be next. And then a bullet in the head. And I'm like, whatever, dude.
Get the bullet out of your head and send the shit out.
I think he got in way over his head. I think his mentality was, yeah, I'll sell a couple and then that'll be it. And then everyone's like, well, no, like we actually really want this stuff. And then he's like, well, I can't do this. Well, if you're making all this money off of these Blu-rays, you can hire somebody. You could hire some high school kid and pay him a couple of dollars to help you out. Are you kidding me?
Now, for people in the chat that don't know what we're talking about, there's this guy online. I'll admit, I was one of the lucky ones. He makes this stuff.
I got mine too, but I didn't get them from him.
But you should have, because that was what you paid for.
Right.
I mean,
and then by the time that I did something about it, it was too late. So I was out like $30. You know what? I'll get over it. It's $30. I'm more upset about it's the principle.
Yeah.
You know that people want this shit. You need to give people their shit. You can't be doing this. And you know what? Bootleggers do this all the time because I've had problems in the past with this. But I got my money back, so I can't complain. But bootleggers do this all the time. Well, I'm the only one that has this. Well, why don't you give people what they paid for? Stop screwing them over.
So bottom line, do not buy from Hong Kong Rescue website. If you ever do find something like this, maybe eBay is that where you got it, or
There is someone on eBay that sells them. All you have to do is type in Hong Kong Rescue Blu-ray. They sell them from England, but I got every single one he put out, and they're all great, and I got them like within a week. So I recommend them. I'm not going to give the name out, but just go on
that's it.
eBay and type in Hong Kong Rescue Blu-ray, and you will find them. Trust me.
He did get him out in a week, and he's from England.
Yep.
Think about that.
Yep.
But
And they were always in communication because they're like, well, here's the tracking number, and here's this, and here's that. Hard boiled, they sent me 2 special features discs, and immediately they're like, no, we're going to take care of it. You're going to get it. Don't worry. And actually, the Killer I got for free. Since I bought all the other ones, they gave me the Killer for free.
wow, customer service. Go
I
figure.
know, isn't that nice? And then I was going to get Righting Wrongs, but Righting Wrongs is actually getting an official Blu-ray this year. So I'll just wait because their version doesn't have any features or anything on it. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Justin. Yeah, that was fun. Oversimplified is pretty fun.
I don't know what Elvis trailer that is. So
I didn't see the trailer, but yeah, there's an Elvis movie coming out.
oh, okay. No, I did not know that.
But Kurt Russell's not in it, so.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about Lockup. It is a classic movie, underrated very much, and so is Air Force One. I always like Terminal Velocity. I do think that's a bit underrated.
Yeah, I like that movie too. I like both. I like Drop Zone.
Yeah,
I think they're both pretty underrated, but like which one would I like more? Probably Drop Zone because Gary Busey's the bad guy.
I probably know Terminal Velocity. It has a Shooter McGavin, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of good choices here. Tango and Cash is classic.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight, very classic.
Release the cash cut.
Yeah.
I want to see that version.
Yeah, with that one person. Yeah, all these winning reviews for Chainsaw 22.
Yep.
So, like, fuck it all. That's all I can say anymore. One more time, I just repeat myself. Fuck all these new friends.
Fuck it all.
Nighthawks, yes. I would like to see the uncut version, but that'll never happen. Yeah. Apparently I just did a Rocky 5 remastered word print, but now they had it on Reddit, and I tried to download it, and so it's like, no, I did that edit, and then they took the whole fucking thing down, so I couldn't.
Yeah, that's how it goes with Reddit, because I found it was a fan edit, but it was like a Batman and Robin work print, and I'm like, okay, I'd be kind of curious to see that, and then it was there one day, and then the next day it wasn't. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Let's see. Liam Neeson. I didn't see that new one, but I heard it was horrible, terrible.
Is it out yet? I didn't even realize it was out.
Blacklight, I believe it's called. It did come out about a week or two ago. I'm not sure. It's online but it didn't do well. I like Liam Neeson.
I'm not surprised, to be honest, that it didn't do well.
But yeah, it's kind of over and done, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, he's too old. I mean, he's pushing 70. And I get it. Some people, well, you just reviewed all the Death Wish movies, and Charles Bronson was 72 when he did the last one. But I'm like, that was the last one that he did. He didn't keep making them after that. He realized he's too old and that the movie didn't do anything, but that wasn't really anybody's fault. That was Mother Nature. That's why that movie didn't do well. But he knew, it was like, okay, I get it. I'm not the guy anymore. So again, like we were talking about Chuck Norris. That's why Chuck Norris stopped doing movies, because he realized, okay, I'm not the top guy anymore. Why am I going to compete when I can't? So that's why he started doing Walker.
Yeah, and with Liam Neeson, I mean, I liked Taken. I liked Nonstop. I liked Welcome on the Tombstones. When I saw it the second time, I liked it more. The Commuter, although the ending was, with the CG, I liked The Commuter. But
yeah, I like Unknown. That was a good one too. Unknown was all right.
But like Fabio said, it's just there comes a time. He said he was going to stop like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and then he made 5 more.
But I wonder if he's desperate because of the whole thing that happened when he said that thing about want that the people called him
Where he proved like why people shouldn't be racist. That thing, which was completely blown out of context. What a surprise! No, I don't think it was that. People blew that out of context. It just shows you how stupid people are. Because he said in the interview, he said, "No, this is why I did not do it because I realized I was wrong." And then everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's a racist." No, he's not racist. It's just you people are stupid.
But I mean, just the way Hollywood is they're so against. They don't want. They say we gotta do this because we're so PC. So I wonder if he somehow got punished from getting another role.
I don't think it was that, but I think for him, it's probably still a good paycheck, and he doesn't. It's not like he's getting offered any other roles, so he's like, "Well, I'll do this and make some money and be happy, get out of the house." I think that's probably what it is, and he figures, I'll do a couple more and then I'll retire or whatever. Because the one that came out last year, what was that? The Marksman?
Yeah.
That was pretty forgettable. I saw that in theater. It was forgettable. And then there was another, or Cold Pursuit was so disappointing because I was hoping, like everyone else, that he would just kill people in a snowplow truck for the whole movie. But no, that didn't happen. I'm like, you had a perfectly good idea, but you ruined it on some stupid movie because that one wasn't good. That was a lame movie too.
Oh, hey there. I hope everything's going in Serbia. Very cool. Yeah. Hope everything going there.
Stay warm.
Shang-Chi sucks. Want to be Bulletproof Month 2, as I said.
Shang-Chi's?
The one that I want to see the Brandon Lee version back in the day.
Yeah, that was something that was going to happen, but it never did, unfortunately. Or Van Damme as Daredevil. I wanted to see that.
Well, as the Sheik would say, fuck the Snyderverse in the camera collection, make them humble. I don't like Snyderverse. I don't like those movies. They're not my cup of tea.
No.
I think Zack Snyder, he wasn't a right fit for them.
He did one good movie, and it was a remake.
I would see it as a paid request, and because I don't really want to waste my time with bullshit.
Yeah, that's the only way I would watch it if it was a paid request. Other than that, I don't care.
Yeah, Ant got ripped off. I hate to tell you.
You all got ripped off on that one.
Well, not really. Well, there's a deleted scene where they are caught afterward, and you see them coming out in the back, but they cut that scene out, so it looks like he killed Zod in Superman 2. So I guess but there's a deleted scene where there's an afterward where it's him and Gene Hackman and others, and in the background you see some people like taking them because they don't have any powers anymore, so they're taking them to prison. But that was cut out. But I mean,
so technically, no.
So I didn't watch much about 1300 Force. I'm not knowledgeable on it.
When I was in high school, people were really into it, but I don't get it. I didn't get it. I'm like, okay, they're food and they talk. Like, I don't understand.
Someone's asking, Power?
No.
Favorite anime? I guess I'd go with Kira.
Street Fighter 2, the movie.
Jurassic Park 3 easily.
Oh, underrated film. Down Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 was the only good sequel.
And this new one doesn't interest me. I mean,
I didn't see the trailer. I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
Somebody told me like the dinosaurs are shooting rockets. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. I want to see Dino Riders the movie, not that.
No dinosaurs shoot rockets. I don't know what trailer he saw.
I guess they were being sarcastic.
I never even heard of Gringo with Sholto Copley.
I never heard of it either.
Zuzu Pedals? I don't know which yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay.
Don't ever speak again. Where's the criterion for that movie?
Yes, deserves it.
Shawn Michaels fucked up a moonsault. Well, yeah, because he's 60 years old. He can't be doing it anymore.
I didn't see it. I'm not going to see it. So
Why would I? Again, why would I watch it?
that Saudi Arabia thing. That's another thing. It's like I know they're desperate for money and it's an easy money grab, but it's like, really, did you have to? I don't know, just a weird feeling on
It's all
that.
blood money, and the way that
Yeah,
they treat women. And one of the Sami Zayn. I don't even know if he's still there, but I think he's like Syrian or something, and they don't like Syrians, so that's why he won't go there because they're like he's afraid they're going to kill him. And yeah, I don't. When they started doing that, I definitely don't agree with that, and I know a lot of people don't agree with it either. So that's not, that's a good thing. The way they treat people, I get it. They get paid a shit ton of money to go over there,
but still, I mean,
but still, it's wrong in my opinion.
once in a while, Vince, have a goddamn principle in your brain or something. That'd be nice for a change. I did not see the Undertaker documentary. I don't have the WWE Network.
No, I didn't. I think it's out on DVD. I just haven't seen it.
Taker said every time Vince asks him for a favor for no match, he don't know how to tell him no. You just say no.
They
I've done
know.
enough.
Oh my god! Like again, WrestleMania. What was that? 30? Or yeah, the one when the streak got broken. I mean, Undertaker almost died in the ring. Like, no, I've done enough for you, Vince. No more. I'm retired. Leave me alone. Even though he's still under contract for like the next 15 years.
Doing well, Astro. Hope you're doing well too. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. With the compared to now, but a lot of things are better compared to now.
Yeah, but still, like I always say, the Attitude Era is not as good as people think it is. They have the blinders on because most of that stuff was garbage. Again, Mae Young giving birth to a hand and Val Venus getting his dick chopped off. That's stupid. That's not wrestling. That's that stupid bullshit Jerry Springer, Howard Stern stuff that Vince Russo liked, and it wasted time and money.
I mean, I do prefer to the way of nowadays, but I do have to agree to Fabio part of what he's saying because a long time ago I bought a bunch of DVD-Rs that has that era. I was watching them and I'm like, man, like it got to the point I was fast forwarding until I got to like a Steve Austin point or a Bret Hart point or maybe a Rock point, like certain stars. But I would just like fast forward and be like, okay, it's just another match between people I don't care about, or it's another chop PP off type of Val Venus.
The 20-minute promos from Triple H. It's like, okay, stop
Nipple
it.
H,
I mean, I remember when we had the network, me and my brother, we watched the pilot of SmackDown. And the first like 30 minutes was Triple H in the ring talking. I'm like, can we not? Can we fast forward this? I want to see wrestling. So even then, like, again, people just think the Attitude Era was the greatest. It really wasn't, to be honest. It's like, no, even then there were problems. But they were selling out every show and there was no t-shirts left at the end of the night. So, I mean, they made a shit ton of money. But still, I want to see wrestling. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see Triple H talking for 20 minutes about how good he is.
I've had two people mention this. I don't know who that is, so whatever. Don't know who that is, guys. Ring of Honor, Game Changer Wrestling. No one watches Ring of Honor.
Not really. I mean, Ring of Honor was great in the beginning, but you can't do that stiff style all the time where you're killing each other. They had to slow it down. And then by the time that they got on network television, nobody gave a shit. And it's piss poor. Jim Cornette, I have one of the Jim Cornette DVDs, and he talked about his time in Ring of Honor and how much of a shit show it was and how he had a nervous breakdown and was crying because he just couldn't take it anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was horrible. And that's why they basically shut their doors because people don't care. I mean, to be honest, I think one of the Ring of Honor DVDs. In the beginning, it was cool because it was an alternative. But when WWE and TNA take all your talent and you become just a B movie version of them, which is exactly what happened. Nobody cares. But I get it. They had to slow down because when they first started, they were kicking the shit out of each other. They were doing that ECW style. I mean, it wasn't as violent. It wasn't tables and blood and guts, but they were like hardcore going at it. But you can't do that. I mean, Steve Corino got his eardrum ruptured. He's deaf in one ear because he got slapped right in the ear. You can't do that. People are going to die. Come on now. I mean, I get it. You want to be real, but if it was real, you would all kill each other. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And again, that's why late last year they shut down, and they're probably not going to open again. It's over. Same with TNA. TNA has never made a dime. But the only reason why it keeps going is because Dixie Carter's family has money. They should just shut it down. It's embarrassing.
Very nice words from Money Saving with Mimi. Thank you for the kind words.
Appreciate it.
I'm of two minds on this. The one head, well, what head? The head down there. It's saying, the one part of my brain is saying different times, different people are into different things. We're not all going to like the same thing. But there's a part of me that goes, the other part that goes, I think there's a lot of fans, they don't like the world of today. I don't blame them. It's a shit show everywhere in the world. So they're desperate for entertainment, and they just want to like something, even if it's, in my opinion, below subpar. And they just, oh, we do this to escape and have fun. And I'm like, you deserve better. We deserve better. They can do better. They can write better. They can film better. We've seen better in the past, in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s. And it's a lack of talent. It's a lack of gumption. It's a lack of people going, hey, that sucks. That's bullshit. And you can't talk like that way on a set, or otherwise you're too mean or you're too rude. As much as a dick as James Cameron was back in the day, maybe he had a point because he made Aliens in the Abyss and The Terminator, and those were good movies. Sometimes maybe you have to be a dick. Sometimes you'll be like, no, that's not the right way to do it. Maybe sometimes you have to hurt some feelings. And as for fans, I think if it moves and there's colors, I think there's some movies people like they raw and give 10 out of 10 IGN.
Yep.
But to me, I'm a hard critic. I'm a hard critic when it comes to food. I'm a hard critic when it comes to movies. It's just how I am. And I think there's a lot of people that they like that it's something. Chainsaw. Oh, there's gore in it. So what? I mean, there's 50 movies you have with gore in it. That's not enough. That's gore. Halloween Kills has got gore in it. So there's more to a movie. I thought so, but apparently not for a lot of today. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And it's just, I think people are engineered a certain way where they're afraid to dislike something, especially critics, because when was the last time a movie got a bad review? People can't remember because every movie that comes out gets a good review, even if it's not a good movie. People are just engineered to like whatever you put in front of them. And then that's where the nostalgia comes in, because it's like, well, we like the old one, so we have to like this one. No. There's plenty of the old ones that I don't like. I'm not the biggest fan of Friday the 13th, 3 and 4. And I definitely don't like Jason Goes to Hell or Jason X. But, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, they were just so good because all the other ones were good. No, I'm going to be honest. But people are just afraid to dislike something. And it feels like, that if they don't like it, they're going to miss out. And they want to be accepted. I don't give a shit about that. I'm almost 30 years old. If I really cared about being accepted, I wouldn't be doing this. So, I really don't give a shit. I'm honest. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And if people can get mad all they want, but think for yourself. And people don't want to do that. They just want to be in the cool kid club and like whatever garbage movie comes out now. But like you said, everybody's so sensitive now. Oh, well, yeah, we got to do it this way and we got to be nice to each other. And it's like, no, we got to get shit done. We don't have time to play these games. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say James Cameron was a dick, but I mean, he he was the director. It's his movie, and we got to get shit done. We don't have time. I wouldn't really say he was a dick. Now, I'm sure him and, Arnold Schwarzenegger and other people went at it, but, that's just how it goes. Joss Whedon, no, Joss Whedon's definitely a dick. So there's a difference there. Even though I don't like James Cameron now, he's still relevant, and I know he's making Avatar 86, but I don't care. So obviously what he did worked, and that's just me. But no, I don't, because I know him and Arnold on the first Terminator, they got into it because the "I'll be back" scene. They were arguing about that because Arnold wanted to say something different, and then James Cameron's like, "No. You don't tell me how to direct. I don't tell you how to act. Do it the way that it needs to be done." And then that was it. It was written, "I'll be back." He said, "You're going to say it, I'll be back, because that's your job." And that was it. There was no issue. Get over it.
Yeah, they're never going to get over it, though. It's just how it is. I mean, go figure.
Yep.
I'll see that movie more than Jurassic World 3. I wish.
I like Austin Wilcott's comment. The cool kid club, we're adults, not kids in high school. What's cool about being a fucking adult? I'll tell you what's cool about being an adult. I can do what I want.
Let's see, but Fabio, there you go.
I love Death Wish 4. It's my runner-up after 3.
What were your thoughts on Run All Night?
Run All Night's okay. I'm not a fan of Joel Kinnaman. If he was not in that movie, I think it would have been better. But I like it for what it is. I saw it in theaters. The girl that I was dating at the time, we went and saw it, and she was so shocked that Liam Neeson died at the end. She was like in tears. I'm like, it's just a movie. He's not really dead. Like, just relax. He'll make another one. Trust me.
Yeah, I think I saw a pilot of that. That was the one with the girls, right? Bad Boys.
Yeah, with Gabrielle Union and Jessica Alba. There's a reason why nobody watched it.
If you're wondering, Mr. DJ COVID, sorry I butchered your name. I actually have a review of the pilot, and it wasn't much to run home about. I can see why it got canceled quick. So yeah, there's a reason why it got canceled.
Well, it was on one channel, and then Fox picked it up, and then nobody watched it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, they should not do anything with Chucky.
No, please God, no. Enough. It's just enough.
I didn't see the new Gina Carano Western trailer. Daily Wire's making movies. Yeah, I heard about that, but I don't know anything about their new trailers and movies. So
I didn't see it.
Yeah, we don't need any more Halloween films. Just give it a break.
Yep. There's a convention next month that I'm going to go to, and Steve Miner is going to be there, and I'm going to tell him, you did the last Halloween movie. I just want you to know that.
He probably agree.
Probably. But I'm going to ask him that. So was it really Michael Myers when you guys filmed it, or did they change it? I have questions. I need to know the questions.
Mystery Men, I need to give another look. I haven't seen that in forever.
I love Mystery Men. It's one of my favorite superhero movies.
Is there talks that Ben Stiller wants to do a sequel?
I didn't hear about that.
I think I read it somewhere. That's why it stays in my head, but I haven't seen that in forever. So again, I know there's a Blu-ray with features overseas. Was it 8?
I have it right here. 88 Films did it. Okay. But there's one here. I don't know if it has the features or not, but one came out here.
Oh, okay.
I think Kino Lorber put it out. I could be wrong.
Gotcha. Fuck Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, again, this is the guy that bitches and complains, but yet he's in a remake of Cyrano de Bergerac. Okay, dude. Hypocrite much?
Probably, or they'll be they'll do something. They'll be talk about getting laid or some other bullshit.
Yeah, they'll put edibles in the pizza. Yeah, man.
Fuck Seth Rogen. Fuck that new movie. Stick in their ass. Mm-hmm. I haven't been to Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A if you can actually get into the building because they're always busy.
Harry and the Hendersons. Let me see. It's a classic. Love Harry and the
Oh yeah,
Hendersons.
absolutely.
Love it. Rick Baker did great work. John Lithgow. Would be nice to see a documentary on the film, but
yeah, Kevin Peter Hall was in the suit from Predator.
No, I mean, like anything, just better than Matrix 4.
Yeah, Matrix Reloaded is not a bad movie.
Exactly. Matrix 4, 4 dicks. 4 dicks up. Or 4 dicks down. Dollar stores are good. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be ashamed of going to them. They can have some surprising stuff in them.
Exactly.
What was the most surprising thing? Like, have you bought DVDs at a dollar store?
I have.
Is there one that's like, wow, I'm surprised this was here?
Dollar General will usually have stuff like that. I'm like, really? This is only like $5? Really? You don't want more for this? I think I found the original Blu-rays of Ronin, and it was like $5, and then the Arrow one came out, so I replaced it. But either way,
very nice. What are your thoughts on the original Mad Max? I watched World War first, loved it. Then watched original Mad Max. That was a weird movie. I don't think it's a weird movie, but I would say the Road Warrior is my favorite.
Yeah, I like the first one, but I prefer the second one.
Yeah. Thoughts on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? It's not needed. I don't think you need.
I mean, it's cool that Ewan McGregor is coming back.
Yeah,
but other than that, I don't care.
Would your thoughts be the same before all the Disney stuff, or would it be like we still don't need it because the story's been told?
We still don't need it because the story's been told. Even if it didn't matter who owns it. It's enough. We don't stop. Just stop it. Because people are still talking about Loki. People are still talking about WandaVision.
Sure.
Captain or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. People are still talking about those. Took you 10 months. Oh my God! I would have just got your money back and said screw it.
Yeah, exactly. Never ate dog. Sorry, so I can't tell you.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, country. I'm sure there are people who think it's weird we eat pigs. I don't know. I wouldn't do it though. None of them work.
At 5 and wow, none of them worked. That's horrible.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Super Cop. I was playing it on my Blu-ray player and it froze, but then I played it on the PS4 and it was fine. I don't know, it's tricky sometimes, but none of them worked. I would definitely got my money back on that one. That's ridiculous. No, not a single disc worked. I've never heard of that before. Dealing with a bootlegger, maybe a disc here or there, but that's terrible.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. I'm guessing you didn't get your money back either because the guy's an asshole.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you, Ken. Very nice guy on here. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, Below is an underrated film. For those who don't know, that's a ghost story by David Twohy, the guy who did Pitch Black with Bruce Greenwood. And Zach Galifianakis is in a non-annoying role. But the Weinsteins fucked that movie up too. I don't know if you've seen that film.
Like every other movie that they had.
But yeah.
Is Adam Paquin in that one, or am I thinking that? No, I'm thinking of
that's Darkness. That's a movie called Darkness.
Yeah. Okay, I got them mixed up.
Below, it takes place in a submarine. It's a ghost story movie in a submarine.
Okay, I haven't seen that one then.
Real quick, for people, the story is he wanted to be rated R. He kept it. The Weinsteins are like, well, The Ring came out. Can you make it PG-13? David Twohy said, no, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so then they dumped in 200 theaters and it flopped.
Mm-hmm.
So then no one saw it because it was big dick move for them. So
yeah,
once again, not the last time Weinsteins did that to people.
No, they did that with every movie. I did a video a while ago. I was like, did they hate horror films? And I was like, I think I answered my own question. Yeah, they did. Because it seemed like every one that they put out, they fucked with. They fucked with all the Halloween movies that they did. They fucked with Hellraiser. They fucked with the From Dusk Till Dawn sequels, Children of the Corn, The Crow's horror at some extent. They fucked with all of them. I'm like, how can you have all these movies and screw them up so bad? And then you get exposed. The only ones they didn't screw up was Scream.
Although with Wes, they messed with him on Cursed.
Yeah, which they were trying to. Shout Factory was trying to get the original cut, but I guess legally they couldn't get around it.
Which is strange because there's pictures online, like Steve Ulrich's picture in the movie. They released that, so it's weird. Like the pictures got out, but the footage couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but apparently you can get a picture out, but you can't get the whole thing because the editor said there's 3 different versions of that movie and all 3 versions exist, and he has all 3 versions, but I guess legally they can't do it. So yeah,
because the editor on that movie would go on to be the director of the My Bloody Valentine remake and
Patrick Lussier.
Yeah,
because he said he has the Wes Craven cut, the version that got released, and then there was another version that they did. So he said he has all of them in his archive, but he's not allowed to release them.
I wonder who owns that now that Weinstein's are.
I guess Paramount, because Paramount bought Dimension. They bought all those movies, so I would assume that they would have it. But maybe like Wes Craven's estate said no, or again, I'm sure it's some legal thing that they can't talk about. So
yeah. Hey, I hope you enjoy it. It's still too bad they didn't get a commentary on that. I'm guessing.
Well, and they're the first press is screwed up.
What do you mean?
There's like an issue with the audio or something.
Honesty from LA.
Yeah, so they have to go back and redo it.
I did not know that. Huh?
They just put out an announcement on that. I'm like, well, I wasn't going to buy it anyway. Decent amount of extras, more than the Scream Factory one.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the Scream Factory. I don't.
No, it's Paramount's doing a 4K of it themselves.
Oh,
and yeah, the English audio is jacked up, so they have to redo it.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I wonder
what happens when they see all this shit's happening lately with all these Blu-ray releases, is because they keep trying to get it out as fast as possible. And that's when mistakes are made. Like so many Blu-rays recently have been screwed up because they're not taking their time.
Yeah, even the Nothing But Trouble Blu-ray, the audio sounds a little bit, it's listenable, there's something off with it. I can't quite put my finger on it, and apparently on Blu-ray.com, people have the same issues. And you think by the third or fourth time, someone would let's take a step back and think about this.
It's just a lot of these companies are screwing up because they're not paying it. Like I know MVD, they are putting out Jack Frost 2, the horror movie, and they just now realized that they didn't have the uncut version. They had the R-rated cut. I'm like, how did you not notice this when you got that far into the process?
What were the new features on Steve from LA, or were they the same?
That's what I'm curious. Is there extras, or is it just the stuff from the Scream Factory release? Yeah,
let us know in the if you can, Donaldson. But thank you for that. Because I always was sad that they didn't have a commentary with Kurt Russell, but I figured it was.
I think it was a scheduling thing.
Yeah,
because I heard Kurt Russell was busy, and John Carpenter said he wouldn't do it without Kurt Russell, so that's why it did not happen.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but Kurt Russell's on the Breakdown. He did a commentary for Breakdown. There you go.
I like this other cover too. I thought this. Once I get it out. Yeah, for those out there, this does have a commentary with Kurt Russell. I like this picture. I think that looks really cool. I've never seen this before. But that looks really old school, but I like atmospheric. But yeah, there is a commentary with Kurt Russell and Jonathan Mostow on this, so I like how it opens up. I like that they do that with these.
Yeah.
They open up
well,
with that.
Total Meltdown said the new Blu-ray has no special features. It's bare bones, but the movie's in 4K. Well, the Scream Factory one's in 4K and it has features, so I'll stick with that one.
And apparently the audio is fine, unlike this one.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I remember liking one of the Uncharted games. I want to play it again, but that guy doesn't fit in that role.
Tom Holland, no,
yeah.
I can't. I'm getting tired of him because it's like he's in every single movie.
They do that a lot with the new person. They just put him in everything, and then people get tired of it.
Yeah, of course. I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen any of Argento's work except wait, he did Demons, right?
No, he didn't direct that one.
No, who did Demons? Fulci?
No, that was God, I forgot his name now.
All right, I'm Googling it.
I forgot who directed it. No, it was...
I swear Demons was Argento.
Nah, he might have had a hand in...
You know what? I think he produced it.
Yeah. Lamberto Bava.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I think Argento... I think he produced the first two, and then that was it. Because they were going to do a third Demons, and then it never happened.
Well, I definitely recommend Phenomena with Jennifer Connelly and Deep Red. I do think those are two of his best ones.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see, particularly Phenomena. The American version, because the American version has like Iron Maiden and Motorhead on the soundtrack. And then Donald Pleasance is in it, so.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Indiana Jones 4 is underrated. And people liked it at the time. And then they just changed their mind all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, Argento produced Demons 1 and 2.
Okay.
He produced and wrote them. He didn't direct them.
Gotcha.
I'm like, see, I know, like, I knew he had something to do with those movies. But yeah, I love Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I like it so much that I bought the original Blu-ray so I could have all the features, because the set that I have doesn't have all the features.
But thanks, Otaku Game HD. It's kind of Monte Cristo. I remember being all right, but man, it's been forever since I've seen that.
I got that on VHS not too long ago, but I've never seen it. I always wanted to.
Yeah, I remember being okay. I mean, there's Jim Caviezel is one of those guys that he did a couple films and then he didn't disappear, but he's not like in the limelight as much as he used to be.
I think when he did Passion of the Christ, I don't really think it helped his career.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think that is, since even though that was a hit?
Because it was controversial. Like, I remember when that came out, it was very controversial. Because I was in, I wasn't in Catholic school anymore, but I was doing like religion classes. And that was like, that was always a hot topic of that movie when it came out. Well, and I was like, well, it's just a movie. They're like, but it's based on something that actually happened. I'm like, but it's still just a movie. Why would you, from an artistic standpoint, why would you not want to see it? I mean, it's Mel Gibson. And everybody got upset about that. But it was very, very controversial. But yeah, it made a bunch of money. I mean, it made a lot of money when it came out. But I think ultimately it kind of hurt his career. But it's weird because Willem Dafoe was in The Last Temptation of Christ, which Martin Scorsese did. And then he had a tremendous career after that. So I don't know. Maybe it was a personal thing, or, you know, politics changed at the time or something in Hollywood. I don't know.
I did like him in Highwaymen, Jim Caviezel. That's a pretty decent one. And then as a villain in Deja Vu, which I thought was underrated.
And Frequency.
That's a great one.
Frequency is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Need to get that on Blu-ray.
No, those are not good movies.
Battlefield Earth. Yeah, that's such a classic.
I feel bad, you know. But yeah.
Well, either way, Texas Chainsaw 4 still sucks. That movie was so bad.
Fuck the new He-Man.
I watched them and they were terrible.
They didn't make as many of them as they want. I didn't finish it because I'm not wanting to finish it.
They're not. So, because they were going to do a season 2 because it ends on a cliffhanger, but I think they canceled it. And I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they pulled it from Netflix.
Gee, I wonder why.
I wonder why. Like I said in my review, even the bootleggers didn't want it because you can't even find it online for free.
To sum up, people check out his review, but to sum up your thoughts on the last end of He-Man, since I saw your review, I didn't see
it. Was generic garbage. It was trying to be so much like Avengers Endgame, it wasn't even funny. Or, yeah, Endgame. Yeah, that's the last one. I get them all confused. It tried so hard to be like that. It really, really did. And it was just, you saw it coming. They didn't kill He-Man again in that part. He-Man was still alive, but then him and Skeletor teamed up, and then He-Man got turned into like a gorilla or whatever. He was like feral, and then you find out, it wasn't really about She-Ra. It was about them together. Not She-Ra. Whatever the fuck her name is. I don't even care. Teela. Sheila. Fuck you. I don't know. Whatever. But
so her show dealer getting a paycheck.
Yeah, it was a joke. I'm like, this is a fucking joke. This is stupid. And then it ends on a cliffhanger where then Evil Lynn becomes the villain, and there's one scene where her and Skeletor are gonna fuck. I'm like, oh, they put this in kids' cartoons? That's great.
Isn't Skeletor like a simp? Like he did it just for Evil Lynn?
Yep. That's exactly what happens in that scene. And then she becomes the villain, and then she dies, but she doesn't die. And then the last scene, like she gets Skeletor, and then it ends like on a cliffhanger. And I'm like, well, we're never going to, I don't want to see a season 2. It seems like they're not going to do a season 2 because who the hell would want to watch it?
God. What movie is your favorite Jason Voorhees? My personal favorite was Seven, the New Blood. I like the design.
Yeah, I think the design was the best in that one. And of course you had Kane Hodder, so.
Hey, THX, nice guy. Hope you're doing well.
Been a while.
Superman 3, definitely underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's noticing the Bret Hart figures behind you.
Yeah, let me go the other way. But yeah, these are some of the, I think actually all of the classic superstar. No, it's not all of them. Because they did another one, which I think I might still have. It was with the black. Because when they first started, when Hart Foundation first started, they didn't wear pink. They wore all black. And they had the blue, like the blue stripe on the side. And then they went to the pink. So, yeah. But that's most of the classic superstars, Bret Harts, that I have.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Is there one of those that's your favorite, or you just like all of them equally?
This one's my favorite. Which this is when they did the deluxe. They did like a deluxe series. This one's actually my favorite. This is when he wrestled 1, 2, 3 Kid on Raw. It's that outfit. Yeah, these have more articulation and stuff. They're a little bit nicer. And then I think I have the Shawn Michaels from that series and maybe the British Bulldog. I'm not sure. I got so many boxes upstairs in the attic of figures that I haven't got out yet.
Very nice.
But that one's definitely my favorite.
Raw Deal, I haven't seen it forever. So
Raw Deal's underrated. I would say so. It's not one of the best Schwarzenegger movies, but it's definitely underrated.
Yeah.
Especially, the ending is the best part. And then when he's riding around the gravel pit listening to I Can't Get No Satisfaction shooting people. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the ending is fun. I do remember that. But that's like the film of that era that's really forgotten.
The only reason why he did it was to get out of his contract with Dino De Laurentiis, because he still had to make 2 movies for him after Conan the Destroyer.
Was one of them Red Sonja?
Red Sonja was one, and then the other one was Raw Deal. But then with Red Sonja, I think Dino De Laurentiis lost the rights to Conan, so that's why they changed the name, but he was still pretty much Conan.
His name was like Calidor, I believe, or yeah. How would I rank? I like all of them. My favorite is always Magnum Force. That's my favorite line. Man, it's got to know his limitations. Deadpool's probably my second favorite. Then Man and Force, the Deadpool. You can go ahead, like name your favorite. Oh, I'm
My
thinking.
favorite: Magnum Force, Deadpool, Sudden Impact, The Enforcer, and then the first one. I know people get mad. You put the first one last. I like all of them. I just like the sequels more than the original. That's just me. I like all the Dirty Harry movies, but that's just how I rank them.
I'd actually agree with that list. Just Sudden Impact. I like the. It was his wife at the time, right?
They weren't married, but they
were married.
They were together.
Sandra Locke. Yeah, I liked that subplot. The Enforcer I do like, but yeah, I would have the same rating. This is the same ranking, I should say.
Yeah, I like the gun a lot in Sudden Impact, the auto mag.
Yeah,
you can still get because they started making them again.
Very nice.
Because at the time that the movie came out, they didn't make them anymore, and they could only get 2 of them for the movie.
What do you think about Man of Steel? I thought Man of Steel sucked. A Man of Steel boner.
What a joke.
Well, that's Fabio's thoughts. It's a joke.
What a joke.
It is a joke. I do remember that episode of The Simpsons where Bret Hart had a cameo.
When he moved in next door to Mr. Burns. And then they put Bart on the magazine. I have that magazine. The cover is Bret Hart and Bart Simpson on that one. I have it upstairs somewhere.
Very nice. Did you ever play any of those Who Wants to Be a Millionaire video games?
No, but I want to now because you played them. That was hilarious. The one, it was the food. I can't remember what kind of food it was. And you got it wrong. And you're like, who the fuck even eats that? I've never heard of that.
Oh. Yeah. Like today, I just, hey, I learned that cucumber is a fruit. You learn certain things. I didn't know that, so it shows how smart I am.
I didn't watch the newest one you put up yet, but I'll take a look at it.
No problem. But we already answered the Obi-Wan Kenobi is not needed. It's just they're just milking a franchise every step of the way.
Disney screwed up because their movie plan didn't work out, so now it's like, well, let's just do TV shows.
Yeah. Yeah, he's nipple H. Preparation H, everything in between, man.
Yeah, and I mentioned this in my commentary for WrestleMania 20. I'm like, why the fuck did he wear white boots? That was the only time he wore white boots. It's ugly as shit. Why? Like, did you think about this before you did this or no?
I never cared. I mean, his Terminator entrance one year, his Conan entrance other. I never cared for that stuff. I don't know about you. I never understood.
It was cool visually, but should he have beaten Sting? No.
I didn't like when he beat Booker T.
That was a joke. Come on, seriously. WCW. And then all the promos were racist because he was like, "People like you don't get to be champion." I'm like, "Oh, come on, seriously." And yeah, Booker T should have won. Booker T should have been the champion at the time. He deserved it. And then by the time he did win, it was too late. People didn't care. It was like 6 years later.
Still later on, they gave it to Kofi Kingston, and a month later, he lost to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, because people didn't buy it. I mean, I like Kofi Kingston as a wrestler, but people didn't buy it. Did not buy him as a world champion. Not everyone can be a world champion.
Right.
It is what it is.
I did hear about that. It's nice that it finally got a Blu-ray. I mean, I don't know.
I have it over here.
Hopefully it has no issues like a lot of these Blu-rays.
No, this one's good. But I heard that they're doing a movie. They're doing a new movie for Paramount Plus, and then they're doing like another run of episodes. I heard that yesterday. I'm like, why though? Why? Now, when they brought it back about 10 years ago, it was good, but that doesn't mean every 10 years you need to bring it back.
Oh, yeah, I heard that they're parents and they have kids.
Yeah, why would anybody want to watch that? The idea is that they are too stupid to do anything. That them having children, I don't think it's going to work. Well, are the kids going to die? Like, are they not going to feed the children and then they're going to die because they're so dumb? I mean,
or is it going to be like smart kids and oh, look how stupid our parents are? Like, try to be
God, we've had enough of that already.
Like Bill and Ted's kids.
Yeah. Can we not have any more of that?
Hey, a lot of people love that. I didn't,
I don't know why.
Favorite Mario game? Mine was Super Mario. It's between Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3.
Super Mario World was always my favorite.
The worst Paul Verhoeven film?
Did he direct Basic Instinct 2?
No, just the first one.
Okay, well, that's good. I don't know. I actually like the majority of his movies.
Showgirls?
Yeah, Showgirls. That was
if I have to pick.
Such a great movie.
With the girl from
Saved by the Bell, Elizabeth Berkley. That did not help her career. Did not help her career at all.
No, not at all. Which era?
My favorite is 97. 1997 is the best year in wrestling, in my opinion. Because for WWE, it was the beginning of the Attitude Era. They were getting away from the goofy, cartoony shit. WCW, the NWO was on fire. ECW was doing pay-per-views, and they were getting bigger. 97 is my favorite year in wrestling. I would say that was Bret Hart's best year because he turned heel, and it was the whole USA versus Canada, and every match he was doing was great, except the screw job. But
all right. I don't know. I mean, I just nostalgia. I grew up in that era of Jake the Snake, Ultimate Warrior, that 88, somewhere around there. So maybe for nostalgia, that'd be my favorite. I don't know what would be the best, but I mean, 97 is a good choice. Why would they make a movie about Batgirl? Because they're desperate to make anything.
Because they think that's what people want to watch is Lesbo Batgirl or whatever they're doing. And isn't Brendan Fraser the villain or something?
Oh, is he in that?
I think he's playing the villain.
Oh, that worked well for Ewan McGregor and
Birds of Prey, the first one. Or no, just Birds of Prey. Luckily, they didn't make a sequel.
Why is everything a sequel or remake? Because it makes money. Stream 5 made a lot of money. It didn't deserve it.
Because it's the lowest common denominator and it's easy.
It's all bullshit. No more Austin Powers. No, please.
No.
What has Mike Myers done in the past 10 years?
Besides get mad because they don't have the right cream cheese and catering.
Explain it for those who don't know. They might not know about that story.
When Mike Myers did the first Wayne's World, he got so pissed off one day because he went to catering and they didn't have the right cream cheese that he wanted for his bagel. And he flipped and yelled and screamed and didn't get his way because he's a diva. And that's also the same movie, Penelope Spheris, the director, her daughter needed a job for the summer. So she was Mike Myers' assistant. And she said it was the worst job she ever had. And I believe it. And that was like when he did Austin Powers, he got mad because someone looked at him when he was getting into character and then got the poor guy fired for no reason. Because he's a dick.
That's sad to hear because I remember liking him.
I mean, I do too, but there's no reason to act like that. I don't care who you think you are.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unneeded.
Yeah. Just like, why do you think nobody wants to work with Steven Seagal anymore? Because you can't act like that and expect to have a career. You can't show up late every single day and then rewrite the script because you want to.
No, I don't think it's difficult because, like, many films you look at and they seem similar. It's like any type of, you prepare a meal. There's only so many ways you can make a hamburger. But how do you make the hamburger? Do you put the right spices in? How do you fry it? Do you do it other ways? Do you toast the bun? Do you do it with butter? Do you just put it out there, bland as can be. There are many ways you take the same thing and make it your own. And I think a lot of these people, they just take the laziest way out possible.
Yep. Every single time. Again, like with Scream 5. Well, we'll have Billy Loomis's daughter be the killer. That doesn't make any sense, but we have to do it. No, you don't. You could just not make the movie. That would be the better option. Just don't make the movie.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what Bruce Willis conspiracy movie he means. I've never heard of a new Bruce Willis conspiracy movie.
No, I don't pay attention to his movies anymore.
Well, I mean, it's if the guy's mind is slipping, Sally, maybe he's just taking whatever he can for paychecks. I don't know.
Well, I said the same thing about Arnold and Stallone, and guess what happened?
Yeah,
It went
exactly.
straight to DVD.
I have not seen The Irishman.
I have. It's just too long. It did not need to be 3.5 hours. You could have cut at least an hour and a half out of that movie because a lot of it was just fluff.
So would you say there's a better movie within in turn if you edited? Like, do you say you still like the movie, or do you think it's a bad movie because of that? Or
no, I like the movie. It was just too damn long. Not every movie needs to be that long. I get it. No. It's Scorsese, but yeah, you could have cut at least an hour and a half out of that. It could have been a little bit more than 2 hours, and it would have been fine.
But even Casino isn't 3.5. Even Goodfellas isn't 3.5.
Casino is just about 3 hours, but it cuts at a really good pace. It doesn't feel like it's 3 hours. But a lot of The Irishman was just, okay, yeah, he killed this guy, and then he killed that guy, and then he talked to Jimmy Hoffa, and then they talked again, and then they had dinner, and it's like, okay, this is fluff. This is not moving the story along. What does this have to do with how Jimmy Hoffa died? Which even that part was inaccurate. So, yeah.
Inaccurate in what way?
Because how they killed Jimmy Hoffa in the movie is they took him to this house, and the guy was waiting in the house, and then he shot him. That's not what happened. Jimmy Hoffa was at a diner, and then he got a phone call, went outside, never came back.
Oh, okay.
That's in the movie, but that's not how it happened in real life. Like, he's at the diner, and then he leaves, and then he goes into this house, and they kill him. That's not how they killed him in real life. They didn't go to somebody's house, and that's not what happened at all.
Okay. So they just embellish it.
Of course. I mean, like I just said in Saving Private Ryan review, I said, yeah, it's a movie. I mean, yeah, it has the D-Day stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a movie. They're going to do the Hollywood version. They're going to do the movie version of it. It's just the way that it is. There's no two ways about it, especially if it's Spielberg. Spielberg makes it up as it goes along, because in Jurassic Park, there's the huge plot hole where there's no cliff, and then when the T-Rex attacks, magically there's a cliff. And everyone brings that up. It's like there was no cliff before. I'm like, yeah, I know. Just Spielberg wanted a cliff there, and they got a cliff all of a sudden.
Fair Jurassic Park dinosaur. I always like the spitters, the ones that I know in the first Jurassic Park that spit.
Even though that wasn't real.
Exactly.
Mine was always the Spinosaurus from the third one, because he was able to take down the T-Rex. So I always thought that was cool.
I've heard Macamini is an awful fucking film. They're dancing in McDonald's. I've been to a lot of McDonald's. No one's ever that happy in McDonald's, even with a Happy Meal. Even sometimes because of the Happy Meal, they're never that happy. No one's ever danced at any McDonald's I went to.
It's product placement for McDonald's. And I'll be right back.
No problem, man. Let's see. Toaster strudels. I've never had toaster strudels. Van Damme doing voice work. Yeah, I mean, Van Damme, if he wants to do voice work, if it's just to relax and not hurt his body and not make it any worse, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine and dandy. Yeah, the Austin Powers, the second film that began with his girlfriend was a robot. I thought that was a weird twist. I was assuming just because they couldn't get her back, so they had to come up with something. My nationality, I am a human meat popsicle. I don't care about WandaVision either. Fuck the bitch. Fistful of Vengeance, I don't know anything about that one. What Star Wars movies piss you off? Everything that Disney has made, movie-wise. The Three Stooges, yeah, I own the old Columbia set from years ago on DVD. Still no Blu-ray of them for some reason. In the Line of Fire, yeah, it's underrated. I mean, no one talks it. It was a hit when it came out, but it's still one of Clint Eastwood's best movies. No, I'm not a fan of Sushi. Fuck the new Toxic Avenger. Hector Elizondo, good actor. Love him, Leviathan, among others. New Chainsaw Master is so generic. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You got 3 O'Clock Blu-ray from Shout Factory. That's cool. Wild Man Beyond. Yeah, 3 O'Clock High is an underrated film. Very solid movie. Always enjoy. 3 O'Clock High, I saw it first time about maybe 5 years ago. I was surprised by it. I thought it was really well acted, and I like the quirky sense of humor of 3 O'Clock High. It's a pretty cool movie. Casey Chamasco did a good job, and has a really interesting score too.
And isn't Richard Tyson the bad guy?
Yeah, he's the bad guy. He's the bully from Kindergarten Cop. For those who he was the villain in that as well. But yeah, definitely check out 3 O'Clock High, people out there. You got to see it's a pretty underrated film. Hey, Preminator, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Nah, I don't think I've been attacked by an animal. I don't.
No.
Not that I can remember. Yeah, in the Friday 13th, there were screw ups in that, and then that's what they keep rushing it. They need to calm down and do some more testing.
Yeah, the Halloween set was screwed up when it first came out because they used the old Blu-ray of 4, and the old Blu-ray of 4 had the sync issues.
No, it does not have a reversible cover. It just, I'll show it in a bit. There's this cover. That's the slip one. Then there's this cover. And then the inside, I'll just show that real quick for him. This is the inside. So it's nice that there's some pictures there, but it's not a reversible cover. But it does have new features, and the movie looks good. It does have interview with Jonathan Mostow, and it does have a commentary with Jonathan Mostow and Kurt Russell, and an interview with Kathleen Quinlan, and an interview with Martha De Laurentiis. So, speaking of De Laurentiis, Martha De Laurentiis, the daughter, which is pretty cool. Yes, Kurt.
Yeah, I have the Australian one because there's different extras, but I have to get that one.
Tom Holland's and no irritating presence.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little
artificial popularity. I like that. And same with Zendaya. I don't know anything about her.
Can you read this to Fabio, please? This is.
Well, I can read it too. I can see it.
Yeah.
Because Ewan McGregor will be in it. Well, just because he's in it doesn't mean it's going to be good. I'm just saying.
He was in Birds of Prey, and that wasn't good.
I mean, they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis for Halloween, and those weren't good.
No. And they bring back everybody in Bill and Ted, and that sucks, that new one.
They tried to bring back Paul Rudd, but Paul Rudd read the script and said, "Nah, I want to do this."
All the Halloween Kills?
Yeah. But he said he had to do reshoots on Ghostbusters, but I don't think that was the actual reason why. I just think he didn't want to do the movie, and I don't blame him. He's like, I'm a wife beater, and then I die? This is stupid.
Oh, it has to be the Steve from LA stuff. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Be careful on that, man. Definitely check into it.
Yeah, they said they're working on a replacement disc program, and I'm sure they'll put that information out there.
Yeah, I saw that when it came out. I always enjoyed it. Yeah, there's a bit too much CG, sure. I could agree with that. You didn't need the Monty scene with Shia LaBeouf.
No.
No. But Taron Allen was great. I like the story. I'm fine with aliens because guess what? None of them are realistic. There's no Ark of the Covenant that's going to melt your face. There's no knight living in a cave waiting for you to do traps and be there for 100 years.
Unfortunately, I can't yell Kalima and rip people's hearts out. I wish that was a real thing.
Oopsie-day, oopsie-day. They've always been that. It's part of that serial nature, and that's part of the archaeological digs, the ancient. Were they aliens from above? I mean, I don't think it was as bad as people made it out to be. I always enjoyed it. It's underrated, and you don't need any more. Fuck the new Indiana Jones.
I agree. I saw it. I didn't see it 3 times in the theater, but I saw it in the theater and liked it then, and I still like it now. It's supposed to be escapism and fun. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. But yeah, I don't know why they had CG because the first 3 movies had no CG, and the TV series didn't have CG, even though the TV series does have really bad special effects. But yeah, other than that, it's not a bad movie. I wish people would just go easier on that film. I would much rather watch that than any of the newer Star Wars films.
I agree. Indiana Jones didn't just show up and die.
Yeah.
Or died because he ran out of batteries or got thrown into a fucking dumpster like Han Solo.
I'm sure he'll die in this new one.
Probably. Hey, Richard, hope you're doing well. Fox and the Hound, I haven't seen in forever.
It's been a minute.
Kid versus Cat, I haven't seen.
I don't know what that is.
Fuck everything on Screen 5. They're doing a live action show of He-Man that I don't look forward to it.
I heard nothing about that. I don't know anything about that. I know they did another cartoon, but I didn't watch it.
Right.
Like Netflix, there's 2 on Netflix, but I didn't watch the non-Kevin Smith one.
Never scuba dived. I'd be too afraid to do it. Let's see. Haven't seen Hunter.
The TV series? Okay, cool. I haven't seen it either. I know it's on Tubi for free. I don't know if it's still on there, but it was on Tubi for free.
Halloween Ends. I don't look forward to it at all. There's no reason for me to look forward to it.
They're going to make more, so why even hope for anything?
But we're coming on 2 hours. We're going to wrap it up in a bit because it's getting pretty late. But just to answer a few more last questions. Thank you guys out there for hanging up. We got over 70 people, which is crazy for so late. Thank you guys so much. But thank you all for there. Yeah, that Dirty Harry game, Clint Eastwood seemed like he was going to voice it. That would have been pretty cool. I'm not sure the deal on why that never came to be, but yeah, it would have been cool.
I don't know. I'm mad about that too because I remember reading in the video game magazines back then that it was coming. Clint Eastwood was going to be in it, and it never happened.
Yeah, it's like that Steve Pliston video game that never came, and then became Dead to Rights, pretty much. That video game. Do you like the Russell the Bid show?
Oh yeah,
yeah, I don't mind them. Haven't seen the Deadpool. It's worth a watch. It's a good Dirty Harry film. Got great Guns N' Roses. Got Jim Carrey in an early role.
You forgot your fortune cookie.
You shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is for Fabio right behind the Ninja Turtles right on the seat there.
Oh yeah, this is a blanket. Girl I used to go out with. She made that for me.
Let's see. I definitely agree with this. Wait, there you go. It is underrated. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. I haven't seen Musketeers Forever. I don't know if you've seen that Michael Dudikoff film.
Yeah, I reviewed it. It's okay. Something a little bit different.
But yeah, we're going to end it there. thank you guys out there. It's been 2 hours. It's getting pretty late for everyone out there. It's like 1:30 here. I can imagine how late it is there.
It's almost 2:30 here.
But thank you guys for coming. Just wanted to do this for a little bit. Thanks, Fabio, for joining up. It was a lot of fun, like always. Okay, last question. Since I have your whole opinion on what you saw in that Seth Rogen Ninja Turtle artwork, concept art. Because I haven't heard your full opinion on it.
Well, that's
I
okay.
Yes.
We'll end it with that.
Yeah.
But thank you again for inviting me on. It's always a good time. But
Thank
it
you.
looks awful. It looks like they're trying to do it in the style of the 80s because that's what everybody likes, allegedly. And, it just looks, again, like you're insulting your audience. You think that your audience is stupid and you want to treat them like children, just like politicians. They want to treat everybody like they're children. And it's dumb. I don't like it. I think it's going to be stupid when it comes out. I don't know if they're doing a movie or a show. I heard both. I heard they're going to do both.
I heard it's a movie, and then the shows are going to be based on villains.
Okay, all right.
For Paramount Plus, it's going to be TV shows based on some of the villains, because we want to see.
I don't know why anybody would want to watch that, but
just Marvel did it on Disney Plus.
Whatever. Just because Marvel does it doesn't mean everyone has to do it. I mean, what are they going to do next? A Michael Myers TV show where we get to see him, kill, innocent animals and stuff again, because that's what people want to watch.
Chucky TV show, and that was successful.
Yeah, so successful. But it just looks stupid. Again, Donnie, Donnie's a nerd, so we got to give him glasses. No, when did he ever wear glasses apart from the Michael Bay thing? And he didn't even wear glasses. They were goggles because they were trying to make him look like a Ghostbuster for no reason. But it looks awful. I'm sure it's going to be awful. Again, Seth Rogen's behind it. So they're going to try to push the envelope on what they can do and what they can say. And it's just going to be garbage. And people aren't going to like it. I'm calling it now. People are not going to like it. And if they do, they're just, again, trying to be in the cool kid club and like everything that comes out. But it's going to be stupid. It's going to be probably dumber than the Michael Bay movies.
And just why do they have to be scrawny as fuck? Get him some Dunkin' Donuts or something, man.
Yeah. Again,
they don't have to be still. They're not Ally McBeal.
No. If you're training like a ninja every day, you're going to be fit because you're going to be doing a lot of push-ups and calisthenics and everything. Obviously, you're going to have muscle mass. I thought this was Ninja Turtles, not Nerdy Turtles.
They don't think about this. They don't.
Nope.
That's what I mean.
Nope, because they sit in a writer's room and Seth Rogen smokes a bowl before he goes in there and goes, "Yeah, guys, what if we did this? Yeah, cool." That's right. That's what they do.
It was fucking Elmer Fudd laugh.
And then the writers sit there because they want a job, so they do everything that they say.
Or they're not fans and they saw a franchise get a quick paycheck like Kevin Smith did with He-Man.
That's all it is. It's just paycheck. Okay, cool. I'll be there. What time? That's all it is. It's just a paycheck.
That's a lot of people.
WWE. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Why do you need writers in wrestling? Why? It's just a paycheck to these people. They don't watch the program. They don't care. They're not wrestling fans. They're just like, well, it pays. It's a gig. It's a little thing on my resume that I wrote Monday Night Raw. They don't even know what Monday Night Raw is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, so with that said, anyway, fuck Seth Rogen one more time.
Always.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you once again, Fabio, for hanging out. Take care, guys, and be safe out there.
Of course. And we'll see you here on YouTube.
Later.